Hi everyone, this is your short mini practice for the week. Today we are going to focus a short practice on Piriformis and Psoas. These are two very deep muscles that contribute to a lot of back pain. So your psoas is going to be in the front, deep, or behind your hip flexors. So they're a deep muscle. And then the piriformis is going to be down by the sacrum, underneath the glute muscles. So they're muscles that help flex and extend the spine and help do lateral movements, but they're very deep, so sometimes they're hard to get to. But these are my favorite stretches to get to these muscles and stretch them out a little bit to help ease back pain. Please like this video, and if you have any requests for any other types of videos, you can send me a chat through social media, or you can post below through YouTube. So like and subscribe to my channel. And we will get started here in a comfortable seat. So I did not grab my props. You probably won't need props, but if you do, it's always nice to have them around. I usually always have them, but I just forgot to grab them for this particular practice. But if you need blocks, a strap, pillows, you're at home, so grab what feels most comfortable. I usually like to have my hips lifted up from the ground. I usually sit on a block or a pillow, but any type of comfortable seat will do. And just go ahead and close your eyes. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your earlobes, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back and down the spine, make the neck long. Tuck the chin, reach the crown of the head up to the sky. Keep the length and space in your spine. Press your sits bones down and the crown of the head up, so you have energy moving down and you have energy moving up. And then just tune in here. Notice what your body feels like. Notice what your mind is doing. Notice what you feel emotionally, mentally, energetically. Whatever it is, just notice and build up a picture before we start practice. And then begin to notice your breath. Notice what the breath is doing without changing the breath at all. Just notice what it feels like to inhale and exhale. Notice how your body moves. Do you breathe more into your belly? Do you breathe more into your chest? Inhale, fill all the way up. Draw the breath up through the base of the spine. Fill up your belly, your ribs, your chest, all the way up to the collarbones, past the shoulders, all the way up to the top of the head, and then exhale out of the mouth, sigh it all out. Send the breath all the way back down, so you're emptying from top to bottom. Let's do that again. Inhale, fill up the belly, the sides, the back, all the way up through the chest, the ribs, the collarbones, all the way up to the top. Hold. Exhale, sigh it all out. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, fill all the way up. Belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, neck, face, head. Hold. Exhale, sigh it all the way out. Good. Inhale, fill up the belly. When you fill up your belly, I want you to think about filling up your sides and your back too. So you're filling up 360 degrees. Imagine you have a balloon inside of you and you're just filling up that balloon. So you're inflating from the inside out evenly on all sides. And know that that might be challenging to do. You might have to do that several times. Exhale before you really feel that happening. Inhale, fill the belly all the way up. Exhale, sigh it all out. Now I want you to inhale, fill up the belly. But then think about filling up the heart space too. So now you're breathing more into your chest. And exhale, let it all go. Imagine that you're filling up your entire heart with breath. So you feel your ribs expand out to the sides and into your back body as well. Exhale, let it go. Do that again. Inhale, fill up the heart. Two more times like that. Inhale, fill all the way up. Fill up the heart 360 degrees, like there's a balloon in your chest and it's expanding evenly on all sides, pressing out into all sides of the ribs. Exhale, let it go. Do that again. Inhale, fill up the entire heart. Feel your rib cage expand out, like your heart is opening up. Exhale, let it go. Good. Now just seal your lips and then inhale and exhale through your nose. Constrict the back of your throat slightly, making audible ocean wave noises with the breath for Ujjayi Pranayama, or ocean sounding breath. This is the breath I want you to ride throughout the entire practice. And I want you to create an intention for your practice. Why did you show up to your mat today? And it can be for any reason. But I want you to focus on an intention. And come back to your intention as you go through this practice. Good. Go ahead and let your fingertips fall to your sides. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up to the sky. Look up to the thumbs. Exhale, sweep the arms all the way down. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. Plant your right hand down, come into a side body stretch. Inhale, pulse up. Exhale, deepen, and then begin to walk your hands forward in front of your legs and then to the side. So now your left hand is planted down, your right arm is up. Inhale, lift up just a little bit, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, deepen a little bit further. Maybe your elbow touches the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands around to the other side. Plant the right hand. Inhale, the left arm up. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Plant the left hand. Inhale, your right arm up. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands over to the other side. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands over to the other side. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, deepen. Keep that opposite hip down. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, just fold forward over the legs. And then one fun little trick that I found here, I should have cued this a little bit ago, but I didn't. But I just want you to feel how it feels to, if you're in a cross-legged seat. But if you bring your hands like around your thigh and you lift up and you adjust your leg muscles out to the left, it's almost like you're twisting your thigh and your thigh bone out towards the outer hip here, and then lower it down, and then do the other side. You're lifting it up, like hugging that, twisting that leg out to the left. You get a lot more space in your hips to sit. That's a really awesome trick that I learned from a fellow yoga teacher today. But it really does give you some more space in your hips to be in this comfortable seat. So go ahead and do that. If you haven't already, just move the legs outward. So in a it would be a counterclockwise position on the left, and then I guess it would be a clockwise position on the right. And then fold forward. Notice if you feel any more space here just from that small adjustment. Go ahead and walk your hands back, stretch your legs out on the mat. You're gonna bend into your right knee, cross it over the left leg. You can keep that bottom left leg straight, or you can bend it if you like. You're gonna inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist over to your right. Maybe you hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And my right hand is underneath my right shoulder, just supporting myself. You can also wrap this left arm around the leg too. But I find when I hook the elbow on the outside of the knee that I get a shoulder blade stretch here in my left shoulder blade. I feel it a lot in my upper back. So as always, this is your practice. So do what feels good in your body. You don't have to do everything that I say. I'm just your guide. If something does not feel good, do not do it. You are always the leader of your own experience. And then as you inhale, get a little bit of length in the spine, and as you exhale, deepen a little bit more into this. Go on, Moose. Inhale, make your way back through to center. You're going to switch legs, so extend the right leg, bend into the left leg, cross it over the right. You can keep that leg lengthened or you can bend it. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach the arms up, and then exhale, twist to your left, hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. And again, you always want to lengthen the spine before you come into the twist. You just want to get more space before you twist the spine or you rotate the spine. So inhale for a little bit more length. Exhale to deepen in just a little bit further, but not so much that it's uncomfortable. Just breathe into this. Go ahead and make your way back through center. You're going to scoot to the middle of your mat, bend into your knees, and then roll all the way down onto your back. You can scoot your feet closer to your hips so that maybe you can touch your Achilles tendons with your fingertips. Then you really want to plant your shoulders down into the mat here. Make sure your feet are at least hips distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, but not more narrow, okay? We're going to come into 10 bridges or hip lifts here to warm up the glutes a little bit. So inhale, lift the hips up, squeeze. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can do this with your own breath too. You don't have to stay with me. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We have 4 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and hold. Really press your shoulders down into the mat. Notice the tilt of your pelvis. So if you feel this a lot in your low back, maybe you tilt your pelvis back, so, or pubic bone to nose. So if the top of your pelvis was like a bowl, you're spilling water behind you because you're tilting the pelvis back. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest, but keep your knees wide. And I want you just to begin to make circles with your knees. So you're moving that bone in the hip socket. Maybe change the directions of the circles. Good. Hug both knees into your chest. Roll forward and back until you've gained enough momentum to go ahead and plant the hands. Come into a tabletop pose. Stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, melt the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine up and back for cat. Inhale, melt the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine up and back. Inhale, melt belly, lift chin. Exhale, round the spine up and back. Last time, inhale for cow pose. Exhale for cat pose. And from here, step your hands one full palm print forward. Shift your hips forward and down. Lift your chin up for cobra pose. Exhale, bend into the hips and knees. Come back to child's pose. Inhale, shift forward, drop the hips, lift the chest. Cobra. Exhale, child's. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for child's. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for child's. Stay for an inhale. And then exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, come into downward facing dog. From here, you can pedal out your feet, pedal out your heels here. Think about your fingers being spread wide on your mat and grip into the mat so that all that weight does not all dump into your wrists. Make sure the wrist creases are forward. And as you're gripping the mat here, think about keeping the elbows straight. And then it's like you're turning knobs outward. So you're outwardly rotating the shoulders to get more space for this shape. Good. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step through between your thumbs, lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Stay for another inhale. And then exhale, lower the fingertips down. Keep the back knee bent, but lift it, straighten the front knee, come into a modified pyramid. You always have the option to use blocks underneath your hands. On the inhale, bend into the front knee, straighten the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend into that back knee and keeping the hips down, try to straighten the back knee. So the tendency here is when we bend the back knee, we're sinking the hips, and when we straighten it, we lift the hips, but try not to move the hips. Keep them locked in, then lengthen the leg. Last time, bend into the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, come through, plant the foot between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Stay for an inhale. And then exhale, plant the fingertips down, straighten the front leg, bend into the back knee, lift the knee up, modified pyramid. And then on the inhale, bend into the front leg, lift the arms up, come into high lunge this time. And then bend into the back knee, keep the hips down, and then straighten the back knee. Bend into that back knee, straighten the back knee. Bend into the back knee, straighten the back knee. Stay for an inhale, and then exhale, plant the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Good. From here, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step through between the hands, lower the back knee down. Lift the arms up. You can scoot that front foot forward a little bit and then press forward into the hips. You should feel a nice stretch here in the left hip flexor. If you want to bring the hands down, You can bring both hands down on the inside of the right foot and heel toe that right foot out to the side a little bit. And this will really get into that left hip in psoas. Option to stay here, or if it's available to you, you can reach around and grab that back foot. Feel this pretty intensely all down through the quad, up into the hip flexor, the psoas. You can use any type of prop, a strap, a belt, a scarf, whatever, a towel to help you reach your back foot, to loop around the back foot if you can't quite reach your foot. Even if you can't reach the foot and you bend into the back leg, maybe you hold on to a pant leg, maybe you can reach your heel or your Achilles tendon. If you can't reach anything, that's fine. Bending into that back leg, still, if you notice, you can do it yourself. Bending into it, even if you can't reach, still makes it a little bit more intense. All right, so go ahead and come back through center. And from here, I want you to heel toe the foot out to the left side. So your right leg is forward. Now you're coming into pigeon prep. One of my favorite stretches for the piriformis, which is back here, right? So it's great for the glutes, the piriformis. Just make sure that your hips are level and even here. The more parallel your shin bone comes to the top of the mat, the more intense this is going to be. So the more it's tucked in, the less intense it's going to be. So you can stay upright here, or you can come down onto your elbows. And in order to make the hips level and even, you can either slide a block or a rolled up towel underneath the right hip or underneath the left quad to prop those hips up. So you can use a pillow or anything else to do that. If this pose, if pigeon pose is too intense for you, you can also come down laying on your back into a supine figure four. So I would hook my right ankle on my left knee and grab for that left shin. And that's going to be, it's not exactly the same, it's just less intense. So it's still stretching the piriformis. There's a lot of hip flexion that's going on in this pigeon pose, and for some people that's just not comfortable. So you have other options. Good. From here, tuck the back toes, and he'll lift the right leg up, back and open. So now you're pointing that hip out to the side. You can take big circles if you'd like. And then exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg up to the sky. And then exhale, step through between the thumbs, lower the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. You can bring your hands down to your hips. I like to scoot my foot forward just a little bit. My body just naturally wants to do that. When I shift my hips forward, probably because it's uncomfortable for my knee to go too far past my toes. And then if you want, you can land the hands down, walk that left foot out to the left a little bit so that you can sink even deeper. So when the leg is out to the side, you can sink your hips down even deeper. This is great for the hips, great for the psoas, the hip flexors. And you can come down as low as you want here. If you want to come all the way down onto your elbows, you're welcome to do that. If you're ready to reach around and maybe grab for that back foot, you can use any props you need to do that if you want to go there. For some people, that level of intensity does not feel good in their bodies. So if you're one of those people, that's okay. Knowing that about yourself is great awareness, which is what we're trying to cultivate in this practice, right? Again, even if you just bend the knee, you'll feel a little bit more intensity. heel toe your foot over to the right side now. Come into pigeon prep on the other side. So extend that back leg back even longer. Make sure your hips are level and even. And if being up on your hands is enough for you today, then stay there. Otherwise, you can begin to come down onto your elbows. And I want you to notice here, when I'm up on my hands, my spine is more lengthened. As soon as I begin to bend my elbows and lower myself down, my spine begins to round. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just want you to notice that. All right? Typically when we're hinging forward, when the spine is flatter, we feel more of the stretch. But for the purpose of this pigeon for today, you can round the spine if you would like. Again, coming into a supine figure 4 is another option if pigeon pose is too intense. Again, it's a lot of flexion in the hips. So you choose which shape serves you best. Begin to walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the front leg up, back, and open. Flush out that hip, point the hip over to the left the best you can. Maybe you take big circles with the knee. And then exhale, come into downward facing dog. Come all the way down onto your knees, sit back onto the heels. And then we're gonna land on our backs. Hug the right knee into your chest, extend the left leg out long, and then bring that knee over across to your left side. Extend the right arm out long, come into a supine twist. Another great, this is also another one of my favorite stretches. Let yourself just sink into this. Go ahead and make your way back through center, switch sides, extend the right leg, bring the left knee into your chest, and then guide that knee across your body. Extend your left arm out long to the side. Keep the shoulders down though. The shoulders are the anchor for your twist. As soon as you let your shoulders come up, you're not going to get as deep of a twist. With that being said, that top knee doesn't have to touch the floor. It can hang out in the open air. You can set it on top of a block or stacked pillows. That part really isn't important. So be gentle with yourself. Don't force your body into these shapes if it doesn't want to go there. Sink into the pose with your breath. Go ahead and bring yourself back through center. Hug knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Maybe bring the legs apart. Bring the knees inside of the elbows inside of the knees. Grab for the outsides of the feet for happy baby. And be playful with this. You can rock from side to side. I do happy babies all the time in my classes if you haven't noticed. But I love this pose. Just really gets into the hips, the inner thighs, the lower back. You can straighten the knees, you can pull your feet towards your face, whatever feels good here. This will be our last pose before Savasana, but a couple of suggestions for Savasana. You can come down into this butterfly position. If this is too much, you can prop blocks or pillows underneath your thighs for support in this position. You can also bring the feet wide and bring the knees together. I've had a lot of hip openers today, so maybe that feels like a nice counter position to be in. Either way, sink into this Shavasana, close your eyes and just let go. Notice if there's been a shift in this practice. How do you feel? And give yourself permission to let go. Of course, this is your practice, so you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like, but this is where I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light and wisdom within you. Peace.